Hey, Roddy, your pal Bakes Takes here. Listen, on behalf of everyone out here with the BC Lions, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. Knowing you for as long as I have, always known how passionate and dedicated you are to the craft. Always a great ambassador for CFL football, and I love tuning in every day. In an era where there's not a whole lot of originality when it comes to Canadian sports content, you've taken it to a whole new level. So congratulations to yourself, producer Clark, Darren DuPont, John Frenzy, head scout Craig Smith, everybody there, and looking forward to seeing the next year and beyond. Congrats, pal.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rob.
Wow, love that. That Matt Baker knows his way around a microphone and a camera. And I appreciate the shout-out from the BC Lions. Loving me some BC Lions. Thank you. So I appreciate Doubles holding through the break as we get to some fan questions here. And I don't know if they're specifically from Toronto, but they are Argos fans. Paul Totsky watches every day. He says, can you ask Darian what were the major issues in Montreal that stopped things from working out the way he wanted there? That was a story that just kind of went away. What was the deal with you and the Alouettes there at the end?
I just think that I just wasn't in the right place mentally when I got to Montreal. I just wasn't ready for, first and foremost, I thought I was ready to leave Saskatchewan, but I just wasn't. And then when I got there, we had a lot of veterans like S.J. Green and Bear Woods and a couple other guys. They were released before the season started. And, I was definitely looking forward to watching S.J. And we've all seen, how he's played since his knee injury. But, when things like that happen and, I was just looking forward to certain things. They didn't happen that way. And I just wasn't in a good place mentally. And then when we started losing a couple games, it just seemed to be a snowball effect. And I just wasn't there. And as a quarterback, if you're not there mentally, that's the last position that can have anything else going on. So I just wasn't there. And I can honestly admit that. And that's the reason why I walked away from the game, because, I just wasn't in the right place. I was beginning my family, and it was just time for something else.
Yeah, but you still won. You just weren't the Darian that we were accustomed to seeing, right? And, this would probably be a question more for a sports banquet than here, but we kind of are a sports banquet every day. When the Alouettes beat the Riders in overtime, week 1, on a Crapina missed field goal, and the thing between you and Jones, you know where I'm going. I mean, going back, would you change anything? Because you and I are tight, I knew where you were coming from, and I defended you. But people that, what's he doing? That's not classy, what he did at the Riders. And it's like, people, put yourself in Darian's shoes. Would you change anything but the way that went down?
Not at all. Not at all. Because just because of the back and forth during the offseason, he called me mediocre. So, that was my chance to, just have the last say at that point in time. So it was nothing against the Riders. Of course, I wish the organization the best at all times. But if it's just me against him in that situation, my emotions came out, and I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, well, sometimes you did. Yeah, it's just you're always a heart on the sleeve guy. I think that's why we get along. But Robert in Toronto says, Doubles, what was your thought when the Riders brought in Michael Bishop? Stay safe and welcome to the Six. I mean, you've been there for a while, but this guy knows the answer to the question. He knows. Yeah. But what do you remember about that time in the summer of 2008?
I was a little disappointed just because I kind of felt like, and there's nothing against Bish. Bish is a great guy. He was a great teammate. But, I just felt like I had earned an opportunity to play during the playoffs, especially once I got healthy. I started that season 6-0 as a starter. So once I got healthy towards the end of the season, I felt like, it should be me who led the team. I've been there all year. But, looking back, of course, I understand how the game goes, and coaches and GMs have to do what they feel is best for the team at the moment. And, Bish is a gunner. And, one day you're going to get a great Bish, and then the next day you don't know. So we were hoping for the best at the moment, and just didn't work out that way.
Clark, can you roll this up, this question from Gord Archibald that's being cut off on the bottom of my screen here? Gord Archibald writes, what are DD's memories of his start in Hamilton in '08? It says as a backup coming off the bench. That was your first start, right? In Hamilton that game. Yeah, and you hit Dressler on that big touchdown. What do you remember about that day?
A whole bunch of nerves. I mean, but I prepared for that opportunity. I was ready. And, having guys like Dresch, I think Darius Bowman was on the team at the time, Fantus, just having that chemistry with the guys I've been practicing with for years, it just came all out on display. And I hit Dresch early for a touchdown early in the first quarter. And then I think he had a huge day as well. And then to hit him for the game winner, it was awesome. So now that I know in this league, in the CFL, you could lose your career if you lose your first start as a quarterback, because quarterbacks don't get a lot of opportunity over and over to show if they can be successful. So I knew that at the time, and I wanted to come out and show the Riders that they had a guy of the future.
Darian, we saw it after you went down. You were there. Brett Smith, Tino Sinceri, Seth Deggy, they're like trading cards, just throwing them away. The guys that just couldn't get it done right out of the gate, right? I mean, the pressure is immense, and you answered the bell. That was an interesting time. Mike Gunnis writes in, he says, when Darian left us, in my group of a lot of us in my group of friends became Montreal fans, legit. Oh, yeah, you know that, Doubles. There's a lot of Alouettes 4 Durant jerseys around here.
Thank you.
I'll just say this, Garnet in North Battleford, who's a big fan of the show. I'll have to get you to move this up too, Clark. Why was it so special for you to play in Saskatchewan? And what was your biggest adjustment you had to make when you arrived here?
Well, I mean, it's obvious. Game day, the passion of the province, just that. Saskatchewan is the closest to a U.S. football city feel that you're going to get in the CFL. And that's what made it so special, knowing that each and every game you're going to get a sold-out crowd. Each and every road game, you're going to get thousands of Rider fans supporting from all over. So that's what the passion of Rider fans is what made it so special. And, that's what will always stick with me. Even when I look at the brand new stadium and, just how loud it gets and how people hate coming to Saskatchewan to play. It's a special place.
And yet they love it too. So just as many guys say it's their favorite road stadium as say it's their least. Yeah, exactly.
I saw that one time in my only road game with Montreal. It could get very hostile. I see that now.
Yeah, exactly. Doubles, let's do it again soon. I appreciate all your support as always. And when we do get back to playing, if you would do us the honor of being our analyst, we'll work it all out. We'd really appreciate it.
No question, man. Just want to say congratulations, Roddy. I'm so happy for you, man. I'm proud of you. And anything you need from me, I'm always here for you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Man, thank you so much, Doubles. Thank you. Stay safe and keep in touch.
Thank you.
Darian Durant checking in from Toronto on video chat. We do have some exciting things coming up, too, in terms of some other interviews that I actually taped and did yesterday. We're going to run them later today at the end of this show at noon, but we're a little over time for the break, which is fine because it was the Doubles takeover today.
That's cool.
Which is great.
Yep.
Overtime next, we'll talk about the rock star of the day, update the poll results, all kinds of things. Stay tuned. Overtime's next on The Rod Pedersen Show, Facebook Live, Game Plus TV Network, and listen live at rodpedersen.com.
Rod Pedersen. Hey, Jeff Reinbold here from the island of Kauai. I am just calling back in to tell you congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. Had the Rod Pedersen Show up and going. Love your football Fridays. Tell Frenzy, Smitty, Darren, the whole crew that we are big-time fans and followers of yours. And again, keep telling the truth, brother. Love your show. Aloha.
Building a deeper connection with our fans by putting them in the show. It's a new era of sports talk. The Rod Pedersen Show airs from 10 to noon, Monday to Friday on Facebook Live. Join the conversation today and tune in. Online, on your phone, at home, at work. Follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And subscribe on YouTube for all the content you want to watch. Don't wait. Do it right now.